Hey, what's up guys, Davis here, and today I'll be unboxing and reviewing the new Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus. So the device I have here is the 128GB with 16GB of RAM, including 8GB of physical RAM and 8GB of virtual configurable RAM that I use as part of your storage. So some of the main features of this device are the 6.8mm slim edge design Infinix is very proud of, and the MediaTek Helio G100 processor, the 33W advanced fast charge that the 33W charger is included in the box, as you shall see, which is very good, and dual speakers, and a 3D curved 120Hz AMOLED 1080p display with an in-display fingerprint scanner, and then Infinix AI, of course. Right, so let's go ahead and unbox the device and see. So once you open the box, the first thing you're going to be greeted by is the device itself, right here. So let's turn this on. That powers on. Let's look at what else you get in the box. So included in the box, you get your SIM ejector tool, as usual, and you also get screen guard, which is very good because this is a curved display phone, and screen guards are very hard to come by. It's very good that Infinix included this in the box, so you can easily install that with the installation guide included. You also get your hard plastic case, clear but plastic, not the usual gel. I'll be trying that on for you guys later on in the video. Also, you get your 33W fast charger, very good. These are very rare now. And you also get your USB-A to USB Type-C charging cord, which you can also use for data transfer, very good. And finally, you get your USB-C earphones. So that's all for what you get in the box with the device, and we can move on to the device itself. So I've been testing out this device already, as you guys can see. It has a pin in it. So let's remove the wrap, take a look at the device itself. So this is the Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus in all its glory, and the color I have here is the titanium gray. As you guys can see, it's a very nice looking device, and as I said earlier, very slim. As you can see, very slim design, and it looks really good. So let me just so on the front of the device here, you get a 6.78-inch AMOLED 1080p 120Hz curved panel that is really good, and generally the design on the phone here is very slim, as the Infinix claims it's 6.8mm, and yeah, you can tell it's really slim, and feels good in the hand. And at the front you also get your 13MP front facing camera that can do up to 2K video recording. You also get your front facing flash. Let's take a look at that. That's your front facing flash that you get with most Infinix and Tecno phones, and that's about all you get. But given that this phone is AMOLED, you also get your always on display, very good, and it's not going to use up as much battery as it would on an IPS panel. So you also get your in-display fingerprint scanner, given that it's AMOLED, which is very good. So that's all for the front side of this device. And looking at the bottom here, you do get your main loudspeaker at the bottom, a USB-C that supports up to 33W charging, which is very good, your microphone, and your SIM tray that takes dual SIMs and an SD card. Very good. These have become very rare. Up top, you get your secondary speaker, which is a good addition here. So you get stereo speakers, you get your JBL branding, so these speakers are tuned by JBL, which is good. And you also get your secondary mic, probably for noise cancellation and stuff like that, and that's very good. So to the side here, on the left hand side, or on the right hand side rather, of the device, you get your volume rocker and a power button, and on the left hand side you get nothing. Now looking at the back here, you get your main camera 50MP And then these other 2 cameras are just for sure. Really, you get a 2MP depth sensor, which you can do away with that. Really, you don't need it. And you also get an FOV camera, so you cannot use these other 2 cameras directly in the application. They just claim that they use them for whatever they do, right? So you also get your dual flash at the back, obviously, and Infinix branding at the bottom. So the color I have here is the titanium gray, and for the most part, this phone's build is plastic, though these sides look like metal. I can't confirm whether it's metal or plastic, but it does feel like metal. But it's most probably plastic, knowing Infinix, right? And at the back is also plastic. That's really, it does feel like it. So that's for the design of the phone. We can now move on to the full review. Alright, so before we proceed, as I had promised to show you guys how the included case fits on the device right here. Let's try it on and see how it fits. It's a hard case, hard plastic case. It's really a tight fit on here, and I think Infinix didn't really do a good job with this case. It feels like it's being forced on. It doesn't sit comfortably onto the device, so I don't think it's a case you should rely on. So probably if you're to buy this phone, buy a case beforehand, because this case that is included, I would say, is not the best fit. It feels like it's being forced on, as you guys can see. So let's continue with the video. That's about the case. So the review is going to be in form of pros and cons, as always, talking about the things I like and the things I don't really like, and I'm going to start off talking about the pros of this device. And obviously the first pro for me is the display on here. The display on here is really good. You get a 120Hz 1080p curved AMOLED panel, so literally no missing features on here. And this price, really good for under 300 USD. You're getting a very good device, and the display on here is going to be very enjoyable. And the design also is a pro for me. This slim edge design really feels good, and it's really good that they could fit 5000 mAh battery in such a slim phone. It's a really good design on here. And the speakers also complement this display, so you're going to have a very good media consumption experience on here. The speakers, you have dual speakers tuned by JBL, but one thing I'll say about the speakers maybe is that, you know, they're a bit one-sided. The lower speaker is a bit more loud, and you can notice it, than this other, so they're not really that well balanced, I would say. But mostly you're going to have a very good experience. So the speakers are also mostly a pro for me, and they're not the best sounding speakers that I've had, but considering the price of the phone and given that it's really thin, I think yeah, they're very good speakers considering all that. The other thing that I really like about this is the fact that you have an in-display fingerprint scanner. That is actually a very fast scanner. You're not going to have any issues with it. Maybe when you apply a screen protector, but even then, if it's applied properly, you shouldn't have any issues. If it's functional, if it's functioning this well without the screen guard, then it will just depend on the installation of the screen guard. For the most part, I've said these are Infinix and Tecno curved edges, curved display screens, and their in-display fingerprint scanners are always really good and quick, even with the screen protectors applied. So the other thing that I'm really happy with here is the fact that you get a 5000 mAh battery despite the nature of the device, and you also get 33-watt charging. I know it's not the fastest charging. You get the likes of 120Hz, 165 from some of even Infinix's own devices, but 33 watts is respectable, and it's still faster than 90% of Samsung phones, especially in the mid-range series. Almost 100% of them still charge at 25. So 33-watt charger is also included in the box, and the charging speed is really good, recommendable. You're not going to have issues with charging, and so far the battery life has also been very good. Been playing games on this thing, and you guys can see still on 85% battery, so the battery life is also good. I've been testing it out, playing games and music, all that, to test out the speakers and everything, and so far the battery life has been very good, and even when I was charging it, charges up really good, very good. So the thing I really like is the fact that you get your dual SIMs and you get a dual SIM tray that also houses an SD card all together at once. You don't have to sacrifice one of the ports to have an SD card or anything like that. So you can get all your 2 SIMs and an SD card all in at once. Very good, and considering how thin this device is, that's really good. For the most part, they usually eliminate, for such slim devices, they usually eliminate the SD card. But it's very good that Infinix includes that option. So you can expand your storage as far as you can, probably up to 512 GB. So that's very good. And I think that's about all for the pros. Maybe the things that I'll say that are decent, not exactly pros. I'll say the performance is not really bad. I've been playing some games here, and I'm going to be doing dedicated gaming reviews to test out this device. You should watch out for that. But I'll say that the performance is not really that bad with the Helio G100. And the other thing that I'll talk about is the cameras. They're not really a feature that you're going to be buying this phone for. And don't buy this phone for the camera experience. The cameras are not really, they neither a pro nor a con. They just sit at the center there. They're just okay, I'll say. You can do 2K both front and back. You can do 4K obviously, but the quality is also fine. You get video stabilization at the back there. It's mostly fine for the cameras. I wouldn't classify them as pros though. It's just decent. And, the performance is also just decent for the most part. And moving on to the cons. So the things that I didn't really like about this phone. The first thing that I don't really like is the fact that you don't have 5G. I mean, 5G has been around for almost it's coming to 3-4 years now, and buying a phone brand new right now without support for 5G really feels wrong. I don't know why they don't just include it in all phones and make it standard, because going forward, in the past we would say that 5G is not a big deal because most countries never even had support for it, but now almost everywhere you can get access to 5G, and not having it here is a really big minus. Considering you're buying this phone brand new, and maybe you're going to use it for a long time going forward. So yeah, that's one thing you should note. You don't have 5G on this phone, you can only have 4G. That's a very big one for me. You also get bloatware in here, a little bit of bloatware. I think I've removed most of the applications. They have certain games that they include, but you still get the likes of Infinix, Palm Store, Opera News, so a ton, Movie Box, a lot of apps that they include, but for the most part you can uninstall most of them. But generally I'll say that the UI actually is not that bad. This XOS 14.5 has improved a lot of things, and maybe I should have classified it as a pro for the most part. The UI on here is really good. They've included very many features. You can now even add icon color. As you can see, these icons are color matched to the wallpaper of the device, and you can also change the colors in the control center here. So that's very good. I wouldn't classify the software as bad. Maybe the only thing I'll say about the software is the fact that you don't really get guaranteed. Updates. So you start off with Android 14 here. XOS is 14.5, but hopefully you'll be getting at least one major update, and that would be good. But moving on to the other cons, I'll see the lack of an ultra wide. You only get a 50 MP wide camera, no ultra wide. I think at this price point they can easily they would rather eliminate these other two and have only 2 cameras with an ultra wide. That would have been better, but you don't have that. And the last con I'll be talking about is the accidental touches that you usually get with these curved display panels. Yeah, for the most part, very nice panels to use, but they also have some gripes, and one of those is these accidental touches. But Tecno does provide a certain feature in settings here that you can use to configure a few things. It's called touch. Let's see, touch. Mistouch prevention. So you can use this feature here to kind of improve the experience with that. But that's mostly about the Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus. I'll say that it's mostly a commendable device. The gaming has been somewhat solid, not the best, but solid for the price. You're not going to have too many issues, and I'm going to be doing dedicated gaming reviews, as I said. playing Call of Duty and eFootball on here and test out the performance. But for the most part, I'll say that it's really good device. And the only big minus for me is the lack of 5G. Otherwise, this would be an easy recommendation for most people. But if you're a person who doesn't really care about that, then this is a really good device for the most part. I haven't really faced any major issues outside of lack of 5G. So that's what I'm going to say about this Infinix Hot 50 Pro Plus. Very nice device with a very slim design and dual stereo speakers, AMOLED 120Hz, curved display panel at 1080p. Very good device for the most part. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.